All right. Welcome to another Pro Football Doc podcast. Yes, this is me, David Chow. Yes, I'm wearing a suit. That's not the only reason this podcast is special. Like, I haven't put on a suit in a year. As soon as the pandemic hit, and whatever. And I used to hate scrubs. I used to hate wearing scrubs because people stare at you and what have you when you're out in public. But now with the pandemic, and quite honestly, because this summer we moved homes, and even this morning, as I was wearing a suit for the first time, I was like, I have to wear a suit that goes with brown shoes because we moved houses, and I don't think I unpacked my black shoes, dress shoes yet. I had to make sure the suits still fit. The scrubs get a little comfortable. So hopefully this is a sign that the pandemic is on its tail end. We're getting back to a little more life. I know there was traffic this weekend in San Diego on the highways, but what makes it special is not the suit, is the person that's joining me on the podcast today, and he's going to co-host the thing, and we're going to have some fun because I'm privileged enough to know him as a friend. You all will know him as a NFL quarterback and a big-time NFL quarterback, mostly with the Dolphins, but Jets as well. And let's welcome in Jay Fiedler. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Doc Chow. Good to see you. I see that you're, saying that it's a special day because you're wearing your suit, and I saw you with the suit on. I thought it was just laundry day in the house, and all your casual stuff was in the laundry because I haven't seen you wearing a suit in a long time.
Let me tell you, scrubs are a lot easier. It's like, I felt like I'm not bashing anyone. I felt like I was a teacher with pajama bottoms on all the time, right? Doing Zoom, right? Just scrubs were easier. But normally,
well, I can't see below your waist right now, so you might, you might have not have the pin. Ah, there you go.
Nothing going on down there. Nothing. Now, I won't ask you to pan down because who knows what you've got on underneath there.
Me, I'm in sweats. Casual Monday.
All right. Well, we'll talk some football. We'll have some fun, and then you'll stay with me the second half when we're going to talk about something that's unprecedented in the NFL, some changes in the NFL, and then analyze some fun video. But let's get straight to it with talking to Jay here, hard-hitting questions. Okay. We have an affinity because we're both Ivy League guys, right? We talk about it and joke about it because we have to get all of this, right? Because there aren't that many Dartmouth guys in the NFL. Of course,
not many at all.
We got Ryan Fitzpatrick, standard bearer for Harvard, and Kyle Juszczyk, right? And I claim them all, right? Claim the whole Ivy League. So we have this affinity. But here's my question for you. Yep. Hard-hitting question. Jay, why are you not co-hosting or guest hosting Jeopardy? Why is it the Cal guy?
It's funny. I was just looking at that. I saw something pop up on Aaron Rodgers doing the Jeopardy. Apparently, he's a huge fan. That's coming out now, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I like Jeopardy. I was a big Alex Trebek fan. I think Aaron Rodgers will do a fantastic job, but I think you're right. We need to get an Ivy League guy in there, and maybe I'll petition out there and see if I can follow up. Aaron might be busy in the fall, so maybe some fall episodes we'll need a new host.
You heard it here. That works out. I get 10%, right?
You got it.
All right. Now, if it were 3 Jeopardy contestants, 3 quarterbacks, 3 smart quarterbacks, yourself, Aaron Rodgers, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, who wins?
Oh, I'm winning. Of course.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
Well, look, us quarterbacks, we ride with confidence. So, you ask them the same question, I'm sure they're going to give you the same answer. Ryan, obviously, famous for his Wonderlic test. I think he got the perfect score or 49 out of 50, one of those two. And certainly a great guy. I know Ryan well. One of the smarter QBs out there. So It depends on the category of the question. So, but I'm gonna hold myself up, with any of those guys.
All right, we'll start the campaign. Jay Fiedler for Jeopardy host. No worries there. Other things that, in my vast research, 2 minutes before the interview, looked at Wikipedia. I never knew this. I think this is kind of cool. How often did you go to the Boston Pops?
You know what? Arthur Fiedler, who is a distant relative, so he was my grandfather's second cousin.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that makes me, but he passed in the 70s when I was a little too young to go see him at the Pops. But I know my dad saw him a few times. My grandfather was even though they were distant relatives, they were friendly and close. So
I didn't
there's
know that,
plenty
and that
of
was cool to
music.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's plenty of music in the family. Unfortunately, that didn't carry over to me.
Yeah. Well, I think it was cool because I went to school in the Boston area, and I
Yeah.
never even heard of the Boston Pops till I got there, and then it was huge, right? July
Yeah, it
4th,
was.
everything. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
huge deal. So I didn't realize there was that connection there. You've been hiding that from me this whole time. Uh, Probably
Oh,
because
nothing to hide. The guy's got the same last name. I
yeah,
figured a Harvard guy might be able to figure that one out.
yeah, and Norm Chow's my uncle.
Most of the Dartmouth people got that figured out.
And Norm Chow's my uncle. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Because it's not true.
I didn't think
He
so.
spells it Chow. But a lot of people, I fool a lot of people saying that he's my uncle before, even though the last name is spelled differently. You know how it is. All good. So, getting into a little bit about you and your football career, you had some pretty good years down in Miami. Do you think, how much harder was it, and would it have changed things if you were the guy following the guy that followed Dan Marino as opposed to following Dan the man? Anything really
The
changed?
guy after the guy after the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, look. To me, I don't think any of that factored into, my successes or perceived success with the fan base or anything like that. I approached it the same way. The whoever was before me didn't factor into any equation of how I prepared for a game. I didn't go out there trying to be Dan Marino. I didn't, try being the guy who, was just going to sit in the pocket and chuck it around, all day long. We had a different makeup on our team. We were built on defense. We were built around, a strong running game and a quarterback who could do a lot of different things. We didn't have, we had some very good receivers, but wasn't the strongest part of our team. Our offense, I think, carried less than 40% of the salary cap. It was one of the biggest one of the biggest differences of any team, from an offensive to a defensive unit. Most of our high salary top level guys, were on the defensive side, and so we had to make do with what we had. We had great talent. We had great guys, and our makeup
Thomas,
was
Jason Taylor. Yeah.
yeah,
right.
And on offense, we had some talented guys, but there were guys that were, we had to find, in the haystack, the needle in the haystack guy. I was a free agent, undrafted rookie that, played for 5 years before getting down to Miami. And that was my first time as a starting quarterback. One of my top receivers, Oronde Gadsden, came from the Arena League. Chris Chambers was a second round draft pick. He turned into an all-pro had an All-Pro year in Miami and in San Diego, and had a tremendous career. And then Ricky Williams was the one top level guy, first draft pick for the Saints, and when he came in, certainly a marquee level offensive player. But when I look back, he was really, in my 5 years, the only guy you could look at and say, there's that marquee, top draft pick, all pro offensive talent. So we did a lot with with the makeshift of guys, and in order to have success, we had to do it a lot of different ways. And I think that was one of the keys of what made me successful, was I was adaptable to a lot of different things that we could do offensively. Number one, just getting us into the right plays, getting us not making any mistakes mentally, pre-snap or as we got into the plays. And then number two, being able to make plays with both my arm and my legs on the move, in the pocket, out of the pocket, doing a lot of different things. And, Chan Gailey was our offensive coordinator the first couple years, and he brought a little bit of variety. He was the coordinator in Pittsburgh with Cordell Stewart / did a lot of different things with the quarterback, moving them around and getting a little bit creative with it. And then Norv Turner came in a couple years later, and that was when we had Ricky, and we really had that power run game and the play action coming off of that, pushing the ball downfield a little bit more. So our offense adapted a lot to what we were able to put on the field.
I'd forgotten that you worked with Norv, or Norv worked with you. Norv is going to come on the podcast in the next week or two. We'll have to revisit that a little bit. You made a point for me here. You made it yourself. In my looking at you, you're almost mistimed in the time that you were in the league, in the sense that if you came into the league now with a premium on reading at the line of scrimmage, changing plays, being the actual quarterback on the field as opposed to just running the called play, and with the premium on mobility, rollouts, design rollouts, running the ball as the norm. I mean, Dan Marino, obviously great. Look, Phillip Rivers just retired, pocket guy. Drew Brees just retired, pocket guy. Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, all these pocket guys. Tom Brady's kind of the sole almost pocket guy left at this point in time. It's a new era. Do you think you would have had things be even better than they were for you now? Because it seems to fit your game more, I think, now, in terms of what they would be asking you to do and the norm.
Well, somewhat, depending on the coaching staff, depending on the offense. Certainly, a guy like Tom Brady is going to have the leeway, and the coaches are going to allow him to, do things in changing plays and creating situations to give the offense an advantage, just because he's so far ahead of the game, mentally, with his IQ and ability to create and change tempo throughout the game. And he's really a master at that. Not only the pre-snap, but being able to and guys like Aaron Rodgers is tremendous at that. Being able to get guys to jump off sides and create downfield play opportunities for himself. So there are still plenty of guys around the league can play from the pocket, number one, and number two, obviously, guys that mentally are ahead of the game, can create and change, opportunities for the offense. really well. And that's, that was one of my strengths, being able to do that, get our team in the right situation. So certainly with the right coaching staff and with the right situation, I feel like I could play in any era. I felt like I was a little bit of a throwback, with the toughness, that I brought to the table, the quarterback position, and then certainly with my adaptability of being able to do a lot of different things, being a little bit more transcendent to modern day football.
And win Jeopardy.
And of course.
Of course. All right. So you do a lot of analyst work now. You have your own podcast. You're kind enough to have me on this season.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of related to Dolphins. You've studied Tua. If Tua were in the draft this year, or you had the opportunity, where would you rank the guys? Trevor, Tua, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, you name the guys, your list of guys. Where would you put them all?
Yeah, I mean, I like most, I have Trevor Lawrence certainly at the top of the class. I think what he's done throughout his career, the raw talent that he brings, his ability to make plays on the field, his competitiveness, his experience behind center. He's head and shoulders, I think, above all the other guys. And then Tua, would be right up there with that next, with that next group of QBs. So for the Dolphins, trading out of that number 3 pick and the way they did it a couple weeks ago, I think was masterful what Chris Greer was able to do and collecting more picks. They only dropped down, I think, 3 slots to number 6 after the 2 trades were all said and done, and they picked up a number of extra draft picks, and that's going to allow them to continue developing Tua. And I think that's, that was their goal. That was, what they were focused on doing. And now it's going to give them a great opportunity to get, whether they want to get Penei Sewell, the offensive lineman out of Oregon. I know they were out at his pro day. Coach Flores was out there recently, or any one of a handful of those top level skill guys, whether it be Pitts or one of the top receivers, Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase. I think they're going to have a lot of choices to go after that to really fill in a number of holes in their offense and surround Tua with the right talent to continue to develop.
Yeah, well, I do think you're right, because you're right. They traded from 3 down, I think, to 12, then went back up to 6.
Yeah.
In the process, picked up a bunch of things. And, I don't know if you probably don't have time, but Pro Football Doc podcast and the website and so forth, I've been saying all along that, Goff and Garoppolo, based on how their respective teams treated them and their injury and their return timelines, Goff not being the starter in the playoff game meant whether he and the backup were either here or here. He and Wolford were a lot closer, whether they're valuing it here or here. And we knew that because Blake Bortles was inactive for that game. Nobody goes into a playoff game with 1.5 quarterbacks.
Right.
If there was a question mark of Jared Goff's health, you would have had to have activated Blake Bortles, but they didn't. And of course, Goff gets traded. And I've been saying all along, Garoppolo's not a long-term future for them because he disappeared based on the second high ankle re-injury. And, they even brought George Kittle back late season, and he is their stud and from the fracture. And now it's pretty clear that Jimmy is either gone next year or this year, right? I mean, as they draft a quarterback.
It's looking, yes, more and more that likely that, especially with them moving up to that number 3 slot and putting them in position to get one of the top QBs in the draft.
Yeah. So I didn't realize you were such a big volleyball player and even a CBA owner. Man, I got to look into you. You've been hiding things on me.
You're really into the Wikipedia now.
Well, that's all I did. I looked at Wikipedia, really more just for dates, but then I saw some things. I was like, oh, it's pretty Hall of Fame stuff that you got, the whole deal. Yeah, that's really good. So we're gonna move to a break, but before that, and you're gonna stay with us here. But tell everyone else what you're doing now. Mostly your sports academy, the Brockwood or whatever it is, the sleepaway
Brookwood.
camp. Brookwood, sorry.
Yep.
That's what
Yeah,
you're doing.
so exactly. It's been the family business for 50 plus years. My dad was a summer camp operator and director for 40 plus years. We've had our current summer camp property for over 30 years. It's a 160 acre summer camp in upstate New York, about 2 hours northwest of the city, and in the Catskill Mountain region. And we run a overnight sleepaway camp up there. It's called the Sports Academy at Brookwood Camps. You can find us at brookwoodcamp.com. And we have an amazing program, for kids that are interested in, a full summer camp experience with a whole variety of activities around the lake, the pool, all the sports, outdoor sports, tennis, golf, basketball, soccer, football, lacrosse, baseball, you name it. And then within that program, we also offer 1 week academies in, for kids that really want to specialize in certain sports. So during those academy weeks, we bring in some top instructors from all over the world, top professionals, whether it be some of my former colleagues in football, whether it be guys like Leo Mazzoni, who's the former pitching coach for the Atlanta Braves, working with our baseball academy, coaches from Manchester United, working with our soccer academy. We bring in some great coaches to work with our kids, both in the academies and for our full-time campers. So again, it's the Sports Academy at Brookwood Camps. You can find us at brookwoodcamps.com.
Oh, that's cool. So you guys don't do dancing there anymore? The rumors about
We
Dirty
do.
Dancing being
We
filmed there, and you're
we
still
we actually
actually
do.
dance?
Yeah,
Are those filmed too, or
we
no?
actually do have a dance academy as well. We have a former professional ballerina who comes in for a couple of weeks. We have a beautiful 3,000 square foot dance studio with the wood floors and the mirrors and everything. So you name it, we got it.
The original Dirty Dancing spot, right? All right.
Yeah, not far from where that was filmed.
All right, we'll take a quick break and come right back for the second part of the Pro Football Doc podcast. And I think it'll be interesting, some unprecedented, have Jay weigh in on that as well. Thanks for watching, and see you on the other side.